Hello, I'm Jared Willits, and welcome to My Thoughts for What They're Worth. Today's episode is entitled Proper Use of the F-Bomb. I know, forgive me, but there's a point to all this, the proper use of the F-bomb. Before we get to it, I'd like to, again, as I always do, ask you if you like where we're going with this podcast. Please like, share, and maybe even subscribe on YouTube or Spotify. Either is fine. Thank you very much to those who've already done so. You like it? Like it. And share it. Tell everybody, shout to the top of your lungs about my thoughts for what they're worth, and even subscribe. Then you'll know when it's happening, what things are going on with the podcast. Okay, now let's get to it. The proper use of the F-bomb. Curse words. Curse words. There's a whole bunch of them. George Carlin told us there were 7 that you couldn't use on TV so many years ago. The genius of George Carlin. But I digress. Curse words can be used. They are powerful words when used properly in the right situation. They can be used properly and have an impact, a positive impact in a way, depending on what you're doing. There are people who use those words every third word. It's this, and when you drop the F-bomb every third word, the word loses any and all power it might have had and goes into, its comedy at that point. There are people in this world who should never, ever, ever use that word, at least in public. Okay, in private's one thing, but in public, never use it. Those are people like me who are in the public eye. Just don't do it. Doesn't do anything good at all. You're trying to be one of the cool kids by dropping the F-bomb. Don't do that. If you're a well-known person, if you're a celebrity, if you're a politician, local, regional, state, or national, just don't do it. You are supposed to be a role model to one degree or another. You're supposed to be a person people look up to and respect. You start throwing out the bad language, you start losing all that very, very quickly. Now, it is an election year, okay? And you got to get seen, you got to get heard. There's the old show business axiom. I don't care what you say about me, as long as you spell my name correctly. We talked about this briefly with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in his latest half-hour political show, where he did all that self-deprecating stuff, reading all the bad things about himself. It was a hook. It got people talking. That's what his intended purpose. If he just done a half hour of vote for me because I'm great, no one had paid attention, no one had talked about him. So we're going to talk about Vice President Kamel Harris. You may have heard this, may have seen it, or talked about it. She was doing a talk at a summit of people who have traditionally been, denied access to many things in our great nation. She was talking about that. It was a summit. And she talked about the doors being closed. Doors being closed. Some were open, some were closed. And she said, and I paraphrase, if that door is closed, you kick the F-bombing door open. Got a few laughs, and got her being talked about. You could scroll Vice President Harris and the F-bomb, and you'll just go forever and ever and ever. So it had that effect. I'm Madam Vice President. Don't do that. And and the White House, at least publicly, defended it. I'm sure in private they said, come over here. Don't do that again. In public they said, well, she is passionate about the issue, and she got carried away. No, she didn't. It was on purpose. Clearly, I believe, to drop the F-bomb. So, one more thing I should mention. You may have a feel for the room and the audience, okay? All right. You always got to know the room wherever you're going. That's kind of a show business thing, too. Understand the room. But it was being live streamed on the White House website. No idea who's on the other end. It was a really foolish and stupid, silly thing to do. Here's my suggestion. Madam Vice President, if you feel passionate about getting through that door, this is what you could have said, and it would have a much better impact, okay? That door is closed. You kick that door. You push that door. You shoulder into that door as hard as you can until it's open. And after that, you hold the door open as hard as you can for the people behind you. Now, you say something like that, that'll get applause, not laughter. All right. The bottom line. Please, people in power and in public office, I know you want to be one of the cool kids. You want to be like, look how hip I am. I said the F word in front of everybody. Wow. Don't do it. You want to be respected. You want to be looked up to. Keep it clean, people. That's all I'm telling you. Those, my friends, are my thoughts for what they're worth. I'm Jared Willits.